From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, September the 13th, 2016. Several mortar shells thought to be the result of errant fire from the Syrian civil war landed on the Israeli side of the Golan Heights today. No damage or injury was reported. Early this morning, one shell landed. Later today, 3 additional mortar shells landed on the Israeli side. Yesterday, a Syrian shell landed as well, and Israel's Air Force responded to that incident, hitting Syrian targets, with the IDF saying that it will not tolerate any attempt to compromise Israel's sovereignty or the security of its citizens. Meanwhile, Israel continues to deny claims made by Syrian media that its army shot down an Israeli drone and fighter jet during those IAF raids. The IDF released a statement saying that 2 surface-to-air missiles were launched from Syria after the mission overnight to target Syrian artillery positions, but added that at no point was the safety of IDF aircraft compromised. 2 female IDF soldiers were rescued by Palestinian police yesterday after they accidentally entered an Arab city in the West Bank. The 2 women were using the Waze navigation system, reportedly, which directed them to the city of Tulkarem, where their vehicle came under attack by several Palestinians throwing stones. Palestinian police came in and extricated the women and transferred them to IDF custody. Israeli media reports that acting head of Israel's National Security Council, Brigadier General in Reserve Yaakov Nagel, arrived in Washington, D.C. this morning to sign a memorandum of understanding with the United States, the military aid package that has been in negotiation for the last several months. The 10-year defense aid deal reportedly stands at $38 billion over the course of the next decade, and also reportedly includes terms that Israel will not be allowed to make additional financial requests from Congress. Nagel was said to be meeting with U.S. National Security Advisor Susan Rice to finalize the deal today. The U.S. House of Representatives unanimously approved a resolution yesterday honoring the life and work of Holocaust survivor and Nobel laureate Elie Wiesel. The bill was introduced by members of the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Council, Representatives Steve Israel of New York, Patrick Meehan of Pennsylvania, and Ted Deutsch of Florida. It reaffirms Elie Wiesel's efforts to preserve the memory of those who perished and prevent the recurrence of another Holocaust, to combat hate and intolerance in any manifestation, and to never forget and also learn from the lessons of history. Israeli leaders extended their good wishes to the Muslim and Druze communities yesterday with the start of Eid al-Adha, which ends tonight. Eid al-Adha, translated as the Feast of the Sacrifice, marks Abraham's willingness to sacrifice his son. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on the holiday, "We cherish values that the Jewish faith also sanctifies: fear of heaven, family, and helping one's fellow man. This is an additional example," he said, "of the many things that unite us in our lives together in the State of Israel." Well, Israel won another bronze medal in Rio. Paralympic shooter Doron Shaziri came in 3rd at the Games in the men's R7 50-meter rifle 3 positions. The 49-year-old served as a sharpshooter in the IDF and in 1987 lost his lower leg after stepping on a landmine during the Lebanon War. He has won 7 previous medals at the Paralympics over the past several years. He also works to adapt wheelchairs for other wounded soldiers. Israel's first medal was won on Sunday at the Rio Paralympics by rower Moran Samuel. And over 50,000 Israeli fans turned out last night to see Queen perform in Tel Aviv's Hayarkon Park. The band was led by American Idol runner-up Adam Lambert, who was raised Jewish, replacing original frontman the late Freddie Mercury. Lambert spoke some Hebrew to the crowd, and guitarist Brian May treated the fans to a rock version of Hava Nagila.
Hello! Erev Tov! Are you having fun? Oh my goodness, we made it to Tel Aviv. Oh, it's such a happy day. Oh.
look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, September the 13th. At 7 o'clock, New York Times columnist Joseph Berger leads a discussion of how rabbis approach issues such as observance, intermarriage, and anti-Semitism, with Rabbis Jonathan Morgenstern, David Shook, and Jeffrey Serkman. At 8, leaders of Israel talk about the humanitarian assistance they provide across the globe in a program of the AJC Westchester. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with 9/11 pay czar Ken Feinberg on L'chaim, and at 10, founding dean and rector of the Hebrew Union College Rabbinical School, Art Green, shares his thoughts on the state of Judaism in the modern day. That's from Limud 2015. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, Mark Golub speaks with author and historian Kenneth Levin on tonight's In the News. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, September the 13th, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.